Hi, I'm Scott Jensen, former Assembly Speaker.
And I'm Chuck Chvala, former Senate Majority Leader.
And we're the insiders. And this week, we're taking a look at how the January 6th hearings might impact Wisconsin's Senate election, particularly the re-election prospects for Ron Johnson. Chuck, what do you think the impact will be?
In a purple state, with January 6th seeming to gain more traction here as the hearings progress and really looking like an ugly experience in the United States history, I think that Ron Johnson is one person who might be the big casualty coming out of January 6th in the electoral side, because here he's talking on his cell phone. Well, he's not talking on his cell phone, trying to avoid the press, says he has nothing to do with passing paper of fake electors over to Mike Pence. And it's clear he had a big set of activities going on with that. This is not something that people are going to forget. And if January 6th is a potent issue on election day, there are going to be so many ads about Ron Johnson and this, along with all of the other goofy things he's done. I think it could be the difference in a close race where Ron Johnson, who is the cat with 9 lives as to his luck in terms of when he's running, I think that 9th life is about to run out. And I'm kidding about this, but Liz Cheney has done a masterful job in these hearings, and Kinzinger has not done a bad job. They have pointed out that this is existential to the democracy of the United States. And if someone fundamentally gets that judgment wrong and participates actively on the other side, I think Ron Johnson is in trouble.
So I think my question with regards to the January 6th hearing is who's watching them? They've had a good crowd watching them. They've had nights in which they've had 20 million people watching them, which is a lot of people watching one thing in the United States these days. Most of the television viewing is broken up into tiny little splinters. But I think most of the people who are watching the January 6th hearings know how the thing turns out. It's a show that they know the ending already, and they're watching for affirmation of their existing views. And that's mostly people left of center who are watching it. So I'm not sure that it's going to be impacting swing voters in a swing state where this race for the United States Senate is going to be razor thin, close. The purpose of these hearings really is, almost like a third impeachment trial for Donald Trump. I mean, they couldn't, the first two gave him all sorts of embarrassing disclosures and no legal consequences. And I think that's going to be the case for this one, more embarrassing disclosures and no legal consequences, except that I do think they, in a strange way, might be helping Republicans sort of turn the page and move on from the 2020 elections and from Donald Trump, and begin to focus on the midterms and future presidential races with other candidates. But I just don't know that there's that many people who are watching who will make their decision on Ron Johnson based upon the January 6th hearings. I find that hard to believe. I think most people watching it have already decided how they're voting, either for or against Ron Johnson.
Even Donald Trump's former chief of staff says he knew they were armed and he sent them to the Capitol. And by the way, that isn't just him. That's going to trickle. That's therefore, you're going to see indictments against Donald Trump's final chief of staff. You're going to see indictments against people who tried to, in the Justice Department, you're going to see indictments against Eastman. And people are going to say this was an existential moment for it. And Ron Johnson, the day before this, was trying to help out to make this happen even more. I think that is something that people will take a look at. Yes, it is not a kitchen table issue. I will give you that. But I think there are some things that rise above it. And by the way, it did happen with Richard Nixon's impeachment. People weren't voting on the economy on that one. They were voting on what happened with the president and what did he do? What did he know? And when did he know it? And right now we know that Ron Johnson knew in advance, and what he did was awful.
I think I just really believe that, the Democrats here are so anxious to find something that will change their fortunes in the fall elections. They're going to overplay their card here. The smart thing is exposure of what is clearly some embarrassing material, and then not to go for legal consequences. When they go for legal consequences, I think everyone goes to their corners. They defend their team, and the people in the middle throw up their hands, I don't think it's likely to affect the election in the end. But we will see. I mean, there's a lot of volatile things in the mix here for the 2022 elections. No doubt about it.
We'll see you next time, guys.